Hey everybody, here we are again in the car. I like these videos. They're easy to do, and it gets me the chance to talk to you while I'm just riding down the road. So I'm on my way home from work today as opposed to being on the way into work, because I had a couple of things on my mind after this journey of weight loss. And I'm not finished. I'm not all the way completely finished. There's still my ultimate goal was 185, although my goal is wherever I really feel comfortable at, and I'm pretty comfortable where I am now, but I still have some of the mushroom top, and my thighs are pretty big. I have areas that need work, so I still have some time to go in losing weight, and I'm still losing weight, so I'm going to let it go as long as it can. I did, however, start today back in the gym. I've taken probably the last 2 weeks off from going regular to the gym because I hurt my knee in some exercises, so I'm kind of easing it back in to see how my knee's going to react. And so I did 30 minutes of cardio today, where I jogged at a 5.0 for 20 minutes and then walked the rest of the time. So it's been a stressful time at work the last few days. We had 13 people who were laid off from my place of business, and it just kind of takes me to a place where I'm thankful for what I have, and I'm thankful for the fact that I still have a job. But it's hard. It's hard to think in this economy. I went out and I spent $20,000 for me and my wife to have surgery, but yet I know some of the people that they cut their jobs out today made that much per year. And there again, I'm thankful for what I have, and I don't know if you're in a similar situation. I feel bad for those 13 people who had no idea that when they went into work on Friday that they were not going to have a job. I mean, I can't fathom what I would do in that situation, and I hope it doesn't ever happen to me. But at the same time, it's got me thinking, maybe I should go back to school. I've got this kind of new energy. Maybe I should use it to forward my career. So if anybody knows of a job that's open that pays better than my job, and you need me, just give me a shout, and I'll come work for you. No, I'm just kidding, but it really is. It just kind of took me back, and I was very just heartbroken for the people, because they're good people. They're very good people, and there are certain things that you can't avoid in life, and I guess that's one of them. And it's just the reality of this economy is hit very close to home now, and my thoughts and prayers go out to all of those guys. So I was watching a video today from Shrinking Laura. If you guys have been doing a lot of investigation about weight loss surgery, you've probably come across her videos, because she's done quite a few. And she's like me here recently, where she hasn't done a video in a couple of months, and then all of a sudden she did a video, and I share her opinion that now that we are this far out from surgery, what else is there to tell the people who have been watching us on YouTube about the surgery, because we've pretty much gone through everything that we possibly can. But at the same time, I remember before surgery going on YouTube and just trying to find anything and everything, and even people who are 5 months out. I mean, that was one of my big questions before the surgery was, well, what about 2 months? What about 3 months? What about 5 years? What about 10 years? If there's a video out there post-surgery, I was going to watch it to find out how different people feel at different times. So I'm going to continue to do videos. I don't know how frequently I'll do them, but I'm going to continue, even if it's more personal stuff, like the folks who lost their jobs at my office, or to let you know that we have a pop-up camper that needed some repair, that now it's repaired. We're going to start doing some camping, and I look forward to doing camping now, because it's just going to be a completely different experience because of how I weigh so much less now. I'm not nervous that the pop-up camper is just going to tip over on one end. So I'm excited about going camping, and I thought I'd share that with you. I found a fun thing to do at the house. We have a trampoline. My son has a trampoline out back, and of course, before I was 330 pounds, I couldn't get on it. A fear of busting the springs. But last night, my wife and I and my son got out on the trampoline and just had a blast, just jumping up and down and falling around and popping each other up in the air real high. I mean, and just to think back that, beforehand I was afraid to get on it by myself, but to get on there with Brooke and my son, who's 7 years old, and it handle it just fine was just really cool, and it was really fun. And I used to do that when I was a kid, jump on a trampoline a lot, and I used to do some really cool tricks. So I was able to kind of bring that back and do a couple of back flips and front flips, and my son is just, his jaw is dropping to the ground. And that takes me back to why I had this surgery, was so that I could show him what I could do. And I was still that person on the inside. I just couldn't be physically that person on the outside. So that's a great moment to share with your 7-year-old, is to get out there with him on a trampoline and jump up and down and show him that you can do a backflip and land on your feet and all those things. It's just great, and I look forward to getting out on a bicycle and doing some bike riding with my son. He's not allowed to go very far from our house because we live on kind of a busy street, and we have always had these boundaries of about 3 houses down on either side of our road that you can't go past there. But he wants to go around the neighborhood. He wants to ride around the neighborhood. So I'm looking forward to jumping on a bicycle and riding around the neighborhood with him. I mean, those are simple things that when you're overweight, you just can't do. And those are things that he doesn't understand why we can't do them. He doesn't understand, well, Daddy, I can get on a bike and I can ride. Why can't you get on your bike and you ride around with me? So if you're on the fence, and I noticed somebody made a comment in my last video that they were on the fence of having this surgery, and just seeing my videos kind of helped them make a decision that this is something that they should do. I can't tell you that you should do it, but all I can do is say that those are the things that have changed in my life, and these are the things that are different that I can do now that I couldn't do then. But at the same time, I want to make the disclaimer again that this is up to you. When you have this surgery, there are certain choices that you make that can affect how fast or how slow, or whether you lose weight at all. I can't imagine having the surgery not losing any weight at all. I think anybody who does anything after this surgery will lose weight. Now, I've lost 122 pounds in 5 months post-surgery. Will you have that kind of results? Well, that depends on what you eat, and that depends on how much you exercise. I mean, there are factors that you control after the surgery, so that's something that you need to keep in mind. After surgery, there are things that you can control, like whether you eat sugar or don't eat sugar, or eat bread or don't eat bread. Those are the things that are your choices. So if you're on the fence about having surgery, obviously it works. I mean, look at me. I lost 122 pounds in 5 months, and I'm still losing, and I'm really close to goal. But you have to know that I did a lot of hard work after surgery to make that happen. You can't find the person who has had the most weight loss and say, well, my weight loss is going to be exactly identical to that person. In 5 months from now, I'm going to be that weight. A lot has to do with your starting weight. A lot has to do with your exercise. A lot has to do with your water. A lot has to do with your protein. I mean, I think looking back, maybe I could have slowed down a little bit and been a little more nutritious along the way, instead of just cutting out certain things. But anyway, this was my rant for the day. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on a video in the near future.